Hi guys, welcome to today's video. It's the first normal video I've done for a while. This is with me talking to the camera. Yeah, so season 2 review of Afterlife went done really well. It's got about a couple hundred views, I think, and so I thought I'd do a season 3. I watched it the minute it came out, all the way through, and season 3 talk about a couple of different things. I want to keep it concise, but at the same time I do want to elaborate on a few things. So Roxy is not in this series. I don't know if that's due to COVID. There's not much information on her absence. Roisin Carnety, good actor and very funny, but it's not much to be found on her absence. I've looked at articles. There's not much to be found. Sandy, who was working on the same desk as Ricky Gervais's character, Tony, basically, her absence was due to COVID. She was working in America. She was contracted to work in America, so basically wasn't able to take this season 3. So therefore they introduced a new character. I don't want to spoil it too much. But yeah, just same as Sandy, pretty much, without spoiling it. The character of a woman on the same desk, it was still going to be a woman. It's still a same preference, but same as Sandy, there was a meaning to a character. The character didn't have much input on how the series played out, but when it would kind of there was always an episode where each character would be looked at in depth, and there was this episode where the new character is looked at a bit more in depth, and you kind of get to see the meaning behind them. Because that's the thing I like about Ricky Gervais and Afterlife. Each character had a meaning, and Kath gets her bit again in this series. But anyway, Tony in this series is a lot happier, and you see that from the trailer anyway. He's still sad over his wife, but he's getting there, and really the series teaches you about well, not teaching you because it's hard to teach, but it talks about how people get through grief, and some people handle it differently, and that's the moral story of it. This series I found was it wasn't as sad as the last two series, because the last two series you could easily cry and laugh at the same time, but this series, apart from the last episode, I got through it okay, and I was quite surprised at that, because yeah, I'll elaborate it in a bit now, but I thought that'd be very hard to watch a series going through stuff in my life, but yeah, I found it relatively easy to watch, apart from the last episode, which was a bit sad, like, but our last episode was a perfect ending to the series. I don't want to spoil it, but it's hard for me to explain without context. I'm not going to go through every episode, but it's just Tony being happier with his life. Learning how to deal with things better. And it is centered as much as around the other characters as it is Tony. Tony, he's happier, and he's a lot more caring of others, instead of trying to blame the world and hate the world. Instead of trying to blame the world and hate the world, he's sort of more considerate of others, and that's I suppose his way of coming to terms with his wife Stephen a bit more, you know, and his wife is featured a lot in the series. Obviously in the past series, they have done flashbacks. There's a lot of, I think this series featured the most flashbacks, if I'm correct. But yeah, do you know, I'm trying to explain it. I said it was going to be concise and 5 minutes in, and I haven't got what I wanted to get out. So you could always sense every 2-3 episodes, it felt like a new chapter. And when I got into episode 5 and 6, I was like, right, I'm going to really enjoy this. This is the last chapter. This is the last we're going to see of these characters. Ricky Gervais has always done 2 series, and this is the first time he's ever done a 3rd series. So he thought, oh, what could be done of this? And for a 3rd series, which I was worried that he wouldn't not put less effort into, but this is the first time he's done the 3rd series, and I was like, oh, what's going to come of it? And it's a great series. Was the 3rd series my favourite? All 3 were very strong. Like with Sex Education, I'll say the 2nd series was the strongest. For example, in that one, the characters just had great development. They did in the 3rd, but the 2nd one really took it from say an 8 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10, you know, the development, the characters, etc. This one, I thought the character development was good all the way up. Not brilliant, but subtle. You didn't... These episodes are half an hour, 6 episodes, so they only have 3 hours of screen time, should we say, every series. So that's 3 hours of screen time every year. So they got to condense, and Ricky, I've said in interviews that these episodes are always like 45 minutes, and they got to condense them down. So unlike Sex Education, for example, it's more or less 50 minutes, an hour long, most episodes. There's more screen time, there's more episodes to allow them to develop characters. But yes, very concise in this, and subtle. It's a good job without not going too over the top. This series was really it was a nice ending, and the story seemed complete. Tony doesn't get with Emma. I'm gonna spoil that. Tony doesn't get with Emma. By the way, Ricky Gervais and I don't know the actress's name, but they've been in previous things before, and they you can just tell the experience of working each other. Brilliant on-screen chemistry, I could say. But yeah, 2 people who don't come back into it really are Sandy and Roxy. The ending was bittersweet. We seen Tony at his happiest. I thought when the music, it was like I can't think of a word about the music. It's sort of like a theme of whatever you think of stuff, and I thought Tony was gonna go back into a thing, and I thought I wouldn't watch algorithms on his channel, but I thought Tony was gonna, you know, not get through it, but he did, and I think if he ended the series with his character not getting through it, I think a lot of people that would have been like a trigger for him, you know. It wouldn't have been a nice way. I don't believe on a Wikipedia, it's got the psychiatrist comes back for a 3rd, he doesn't. Ratty and Anon's come back. they're funny. They're just funny characters. Although in the last episode, they kind of got a piece of their own mind, you know. And the story to that is don't be over the top. Don't be too in someone's face. You don't. You know, it's not nice to be all up in yourself and that. So yeah, but it was. This was a great series. I don't know if it's if it's the best one because all three are good, and I think maybe I'm gonna have to go back and watch the third one again when I'm not like live and in the moment, because I was watching it live in the moment. That was the first time I was watching it, and I felt live because I watched it 8 o'clock. New Netflix shows come out 8 o'clock in the morning in the UK to fit American midnight time. But yeah, it was a great series. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it. That's it of Afterlife, and it's kind of sad about it ending. I want to see what the reception is of it. I haven't been on Twitter to check the reception, but because when you usually watch things, Twitter's a useful place to gather perception of people's thoughts about it. And yeah, with it being out just today, I wonder what the reception be. I'm gonna have to wait for the next few days, but the third series is really good, guys. Even though I can't establish which is the best series, the third series is the nicest series. I don't know if it's the best, but it's the nicest. This still can get you a bit emotional, but in this series, I was really level with the characters. Before it was emotional to watch, but no, this series was really I thought it'd be really hard to watch, but with my nan passing away and my dad getting diagnosed with cancer, so I thought this is gonna be hard to watch. This is literally like not like me, but it's like the character was like a weird way to relate to, if you know what I mean. But no, what a great series, and see if Ricky Gervais can come up with any more magic. He is 60 now, he's getting on, but yeah, what a relatable and great series. I thoroughly recommend you check the 3 series out. And there's like a theme, like the first series is the hardest to watch, it's quite emotional, and the second and third gets easier throughout it. But no, it was a great series, guys. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope this video does as well as the other reviews I've done. Wasn't quite as concise as I wanted, but yeah, thank you guys. See you soon.